Hello and welcome to this November edition of Tiger Broadcast. I'm Lena Lynn.
And I'm Olivia McKee. On this edition of Tiger Broadcast, we will see how students have been adjusting to this new normal at Lee Summit High School.
And how this student is pursuing her passion.
Stay tuned for all this and more on this edition of Tiger Broadcast.
It's in the air like a blazing flare. Just stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me.
Most teenagers these days have a job at a grocery store or a restaurant, but one student at Lee Summit High School has a job that is unique to most students, with photographer Emma Perry and reporter Aaliyah Rowland.
Many high school students have the regular part-time jobs, but one LSHS student has a job that she can call her passion.
I'm looking to go into a career where I'm working with dogs a lot, so I wanted some hands-on experience. And I applied to multiple places, but this place seemed the most promising.
Junior Ellie Sheets joined the Summit Pet Care staff and started working with the dogs this past summer.
So for kennels, I'd be coming in probably around 5 right now. And I'd start with some laundry, getting that started. And then as soon as I kind of have that done and I have a little bit of the basics ready, then I would be starting to take out dogs so that I can clean their kennels and give them some food and let them out. And then for daycare, it's a lot more hands-on, like I've said, because you just get to sit and love on dogs and play catch with them, and some of them will actually come and sit on you.
Most high school students do not have a solid plan for their future education, but Ellie is lucky enough to already have some personal experience.
Summit Pet is a different job than most of the normal high school jobs because you're interacting more so with dogs than with actual people. And you're mostly interacting with dogs and, of course, coworkers and all that, but that's somewhat expected from a high school job or any job, really.
This unique job has presented Ellie with valuable experience for her future career.
I love this job because I get to interact with dogs on a day-to-day basis, and it always makes my day to be able to see some that I haven't seen in a long time, or that are new and kind of scared to come in, and I can help them get comfortable with being here. It's preparing me for the future because of my want and desire to pursue the track of a veterinarian, and that is why I seek this job and applied, because I wanted to get that interaction and experience with dogs in different ways.
Reporting for Tiger Broadcast, I'm Aaliyah Rowland.
How has hybrid learning impacted students? In this segment, reporter Lena Wynn and I will show you how.
It's been stressful, maybe a little less motivated. I think she maybe has more questions sometimes than she's getting answers.
This is the reality for many students at Lee Summit High during the age of COVID hybrid learning.
So I spend a lot of time every day doing homework, sometimes up to 8 hours a day just doing my schoolwork, and it can be hard to balance with extracurricular activities.
Balancing between school and dance would be difficult for any student, but a nationwide pandemic adds on to that difficulty.
Also, 2 days of the week, I'm not able to see my teachers and I don't have the chance to ask them questions in person or get help in person.
They're having to problem solve, they're having to adapt, they're having to be flexible, they're having to communicate more, do more with emailing back and forth and taking the initiative to ask questions.
Although some students are having trouble with hybrid, they aren't the only people struggling to adjust to this new lifestyle.
We're all making mistakes, and for that reason, I tend to be understanding, and I think students have been remarkably understanding of me when I've made mistakes.
While students and staff are getting better at communicating, they are thankful for the hybrid environment.
I'm super glad that you guys are in person for 2 days a week. I think that's been helpful in some respects. I'm definitely anxious for 5 days.
I think hybrid is definitely better for me than completely online because I'm at least getting to see my teachers a few days a week and getting that in-person interaction with them, and I have the chance to ask them questions.
I do see some opportunities for growth in this kind of learning environment. I think students are having to do more to manage their own time.
Grades K through 6 have transitioned into full-time learning, but will Lee Summit High School be able to make that switch if the time comes? Reporting for Tiger Broadcast, I'm Lena Nguyen. Reporter Michaela Humble and photographer Kaylee Klein give us a PSA on domestic violence.
Most young people don't know the definition of domestic violence. Thankfully, we have resources to help us better understand.
Domestic violence is a pattern of abusive behaviors used by one partner in a relationship to control or intimidate the other. It can include physical, sexual, or emotional abuse, as well as other controlling behaviors.
This kind of abuse doesn't just happen to women.
Domestic violence can happen to anyone, regardless of marital status, age, gender identity, sexual orientation, race, or ethnicity. Some of the most common warning signs of abuse from a significant other include threatening or intimidating you, putting you down frequently, especially in front of others, isolating you from friends or family, jealousy or possessiveness, pressuring you to do things you're uncomfortable with, and any form of physical harm.
If you or someone you know is experiencing any of these signs, please call the Domestic Violence Hotline. Signing out for Tiger Broadcast.
Please know that abuse is never the victim's fault.
This is Michaela Humble.
Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Tiger Broadcast. For packages and more, visit us at www.tigerbroadcast.com.
Or follow us on Twitter at TBTV8Tigers or TBTV8Sports. Once again, I'm Olivia McKee.
And I'm Lena Nguyen. See you next time, Tigers.
Spend a lot of time every day doing.
Tend to be